This is Ocean's Moonlit Pathways, and I'm Miss MJXOXO. This reading is on Akira Montague, Brenay Kennard, and Timothy Montague. But before I start, here is my disclaimer. Everything I say in this reading is alleged and for entertainment purposes only. My readings are subject to interpretation, and they should not be taken as absolute. So I'm going to kind of do this backwards. I had asked the future outcome of the case. And when I was shuffling, I heard breadcrumb, and it's hilarious because the Six of Pentacles came out, and that's basically a breadcrumbing thing. So if you even notice the scale, like the scales of justice. So I feel like she's not really going to try to pay. If she does make payment, she's not going to try to make the full payment. But I feel like this situation is going to impact her career. She may see delays. Things may slow down for her. Opportunities may slow down. I feel like this could have really impacted her as an influence. Things are gonna, more things, I feel like more things are gonna come to the surface. Maybe even something about a baby or a child. How childish somebody can be also is the energy I'm picking up. I get baby girl energy. And I seen a baby girl in another card also. So I don't know if a child came out of this situation, or even someone could have had a child, or it just shows how childish someone is. Strong unrequited love, like one-sided love energy. But I feel like there's going to be breadcrumbing. Somebody's not trying to pay the full amount. But this, like I said, is going to impact. Somebody likes to take risk. They like to take chance. This was a roll of a dice. Somebody's really risky. Especially I'm getting the energy of the husband. He could be a very risky person. He could probably gamble. Maybe he likes to play dice, like CeeLo, like those guys that play dice in the street and stuff like that. This was a leap of faith. Fool energy. When you take that leap of faith, this is a fool. He was foolish. He made a careless and reckless decision that cost him a lot. And that's the same energy for, let's see, Brenay. Same energy for Brenay, because this cost her. You know, that leap of faith, that chance she took a risk, and it cost her in court. And it's going to slow up her money, her opportunities. I feel like Akira, she stood up for herself. Maybe they didn't expect her to do that. That could also be the risk that she took. She took a chance and said, it's not going down like this. And she cut ties with both of them. She stood up for herself. She's awakened. So she cut the cord. Maybe she even did a cord cutting. And maybe even the court case was a form of a cord cutting ceremony or ritual. It says distractions, options, always busy, wandering eye kept you waiting. So he was just running around doing his thing. I don't know if he's like a party person. I get trap house energy, somebody who hangs out in like dirty houses where there's like liquor, like people who chill, and I could see cigarette butts everywhere, empty cups of alcohol everywhere, bottles. I even see a pack of used condoms. That's what I'm seeing in my vision. And the wife, Akira, could have been calling her husband, who is somebody who allegedly has a wandering eye. He used to always fake like he was busy, but he was really just chilling, doing things he shouldn't have been doing from what I've seen. And for some reason, I'm even picking up the energy that Brenay she may not have been the only one. I didn't follow the case. I don't know anything about the case. I did watch a little update on it, and I learned something about twin sisters, but I don't know anything about these influencers. I'm not familiar with the case or anything like that. I understand that Brenay dated the guy or something, and then the guy made all of them friends. I don't know. But I don't feel like the husband had the best energy. Very immature energy. Childlike, childish. It says, don't trust every spirit, not every spirit from God. Test before you trust. Discernment. I feel like Akira should have used her discernment in connecting with her husband and Brenay. She should have used the spirit of discern. She didn't use caution in this situation. And I'm sure she received a lot of red flags, but I guess she overlooked the red flags. There could have been spell work involved, maybe even for like a court case. It says spell work backfire. If it's not spell work, if it's not outright spell work with regards to candles, like manipulation, telling lies, gaslighting, spreading rumors, trying to paint yourself as the good guy, trying to make excuses as to why this happened the way it did, or you know what I'm saying, trying to make yourself look like the good guy. Spell work is manipulation, so you don't have to burn a candle to manipulate a situation. And it says snared by secrets. It says secrets revealed, ruined reputation. So Brenay is and the husband are going to walk away looking crazy in this situation. It says leaked screenshots. Maybe these are things that came out in court. People could even expose more online if they haven't already done so. It says being unfriended in mass. Nobody trusts you now. Like, look how you get down. And from my understanding, like, these are women who speak of God. Like, Brenay is someone who spoke of God. I'm not exactly sure. So it's like even using God's name while you're doing the devil's work is crazy. Bad idea. So you know God is going to shut you down. It says subject of gossip or ridicule. And I'm hearing they're all going to laugh at you. They're all going to laugh at you, like in the movie Carrie. So she's embarrassed. It says losing credibility. Nobody trusts you. Everybody's looking at you with the side eye. Now is the energy I'm picking up. It says David and Goliath. Maybe Brenay felt like because she had popularity, because she had a following, she probably felt like she was more powerful. It says God can use the small and unlikely to defeat what seems impossible. Maybe because she felt like she had money and she could get lawyers, you know what I'm saying, who, you know, some people feel like because they have money, they could get the lawyers that will guarantee a win. And I guess it didn't turn out in that way. It says bravery, overcoming odds, faith in action, courage, confidence, victory. So Akira, is that her name? Walked away the winner. She walked away victorious in this situation. So this is like, I get bullying energy. It says losing at your own game, and look at the dice. So Brenay to me is somebody who takes a lot of risks. She probably takes a lot of chances. And once again, with that Fool energy, careless, reckless decisions, a lot of bad choices were made. This could be between her and Akira's husband. They both carry the same, allegedly, demonic spirit entity, allegedly, just based on, you know, the energy and the energy in the cards. She was desperate. She was thirsty. She was a fiend. Want what you can't have, drooling, mouth-watering. She saw something that wasn't hers and she wanted it. And I'm hearing like she felt entitled to it. There was a level of entitlement. We are going to work together to get me out of this situation. I don't care who I have to pay or whatever lie I have to tell to fix this situation. I'm losing everything. See? Losing opportunities, brand deals, losing followers, subscribers, whatever she's into, whatever following she has, you know. And when we saw the Hangman, that's about stagnation, delays. I could see like another card with the Hangman where like money's falling out of his pockets. His phone is full. Like he's losing a lot. And from losing all that money, you're losing your stability. You're losing your livelihood. So she is going to be dealing with a lot of losses. Even if she breadcrumbs Akira in this situation, she's still going to deal with loss. Significant loss. I heard you ain't that bitch anymore. You ain't that bitch anymore. That's what I'm hearing. It says you weren't there for me when I needed you the most. At this point, I don't think I can count on you ever again. So I'm getting two energies of like maybe a sister saying this to the sister and the wife saying this to her husband, her cheating husband. Is the energy I'm picking up. I didn't get clarity on who's saying that to who. And I don't know how much time I have left. Let's see. I pulled dark cards because I felt like there was very dark energy in when I was hearing about this reading. There's clearly Jezebel spirits. There's demonic attachments when you make decisions like this. This situation is very clearly a spiritual warfare type of situation. When you see situations where your friends are sleeping with your man, people you trust are basically breaking your trust. Heavy spiritual warfare, heavy demonic entities and energies, parasitic energies and entities attached to those people that you love. That's the devil attacking you. The devil will use people who you care about to hurt you and harm you in some type of way. So it says the Queen of Skulls, which is actually the Queen of Cups. And I feel like Akira could be somebody. What sign is she? I don't even know. Akira, no, not Akira, Brenay. I'm getting Brenay's energy because I chose dark cards. So I feel like this would be shadow energy. Brenay could be somebody who comes off, if she is a water sign or has water in her chart. But I also got strong earth energy too from these tarot cards that I pulled. She could be somebody who comes off as very caring, loving, compassionate, somebody that you can trust, somebody that you can talk to, a good listener. I heard lend me your ear, so she could be very therapeutic when you speak to her, but she's a demon in disguise. I feel like I even pulled a card out that said that, like she's somebody that's not trustworthy. There's a darkness. Look at this entity, very Aries, Capricorn, earth. Yeah, very earth energy. Aries, Capricorn, Taurus energy. So fire and earth energy, very demonic. Horns, somebody's bullheaded. I'm also getting stubborn. So Brenay could be a very stubborn person. And I feel like this would be the Nine of Pentacles, and she's somebody who is about wealth and luxury, but what you would do to have those things says everything about you. You will step on the necks of others to pick yourself up, is what I'm receiving with these cards. I get the energy of strong gossip, but like, look at the size of the bird. Like, that bird is huge. So she is somebody that can control narratives, is the energy I'm picking up. Strong gossip, strong ability to control the narrative and make things go in your favor. But God is the more powerful of everything, of every dark energy or entity in this world. God has the most power, so he will bring things to light. So whatever you think you may be in control of in your spirit of darkness, God is going to shine that light. And the first card that came out we saw was the sun, illumination. So God illuminated the darkness in this whole situation. Dark family. I feel like people come from very dark families, cursed bloodlines, toxic energies. There could be a karmic baby that came out of this situation. People's bloodlines are cursed. They're very dark. Families that are very toxic and unhealthy. And they've passed those energies down to their children. If this is not children that's born now, like children who are born in affairs and stuff like that, will be karmic. God bless them. And that doesn't mean that the child will grow up to be evil, but they're already born into a disposition, is the word I'm hearing. So it's like they're already born into a toxic situation. They already have been labeled, like they carry the scarlet letter of their parents, is what I'm picking up. But I don't know if a child came out of this situation, but Brenay could be that child that came out of a toxic situation. I don't know her situation, but it looks like she could come from a toxic family, allegedly. God bless her and protect her, you know, and heal her. Obviously, she needs some type of healing to be making crazy decisions like this. Fake friends. You got to watch the people you chill with. You got to watch the people you kick it with. People are fake, phony, corrupt. Consequences, and she has to pay. Even if she's breadcrumbing, she's gonna have to pay. That's what I'm just picking up right now. She has to pay the consequences. So this is a consequence of her actions. So even if she tries to breadcrumb, if she doesn't pay money, in which I feel like they may do things that will force her to pay, even if she doesn't pay all of it, she's going to pay. And even if she doesn't pay from a monetary perspective, like I said, she's gonna see stagnation. She's gonna lose followings. Like, her money is going to be depleted. So even if it's not depleted from an actual payout, the loss of opportunities is going to grossly impact her and her finances. So she is going to have to pay consequences. She's going to have to pay the consequences of her action. Fire sign energy. Bad choices, games, mixed signals. Even with the games, we saw the roll of a dice. So maybe she's even somebody who likes to gamble as well. And if it's not gambling in a casino or gambling with lotto tickets and stuff like that, it's taking risks. She could be a risk taker. This is what excites her. This is where she gets her thrills. And people need to understand, once again, fire sign energy. So there could be a fire sign involved in the situation. It says lack of trust, disloyal, turn back on. So even when I saw that card about, like, you weren't there for me when I needed you, somebody who was supposed to show up in a way that they were, like, you are, I want to say ordered, but it's not ordered. Like, if you sign, like, even like the husband, like, you signed up for a position as a protector and you didn't show up in the way. I wonder if the husband is a fire sign. I don't know. There's definitely a fire sign here. Somebody could have strong fire placements, but and look at the matches again. Somebody could deal with a fire. I'm even picking up the energy of like, oh, I'm not going to say that. Okay. But somebody got burnt. All right, I'll say it like this. If it's not like a STD type of situation, somebody got burnt in the sense of like losing losses, like having losses. You got burnt in a situation. Somebody's purpose, position was to protect, and they ended up being the person that was harmful, hurting. I don't know how to properly say it, but it's there in my head. Somebody felt stuck. They felt trapped. No options. Unforgiveness. I feel like a lot of this is behind them, honestly speaking. I didn't get strong like current energy that people are annoyed. I feel like this is all past energy. Like people are moving on and it is what it is. There could be some lingering bitterness, but I don't feel like it's strong. I feel like everybody's kind of moved on. But somebody feels stuck. They have no options in their unforgiveness. This could be Akira's energy. Like, the bridge is burnt. I don't forgive any of y'all. F y'all is what I'm hearing. Look, bad choices lands on bad choices. Brenay is toxic, allegedly, based on the cards. I don't know her personally. She's very toxic. I don't know if she likes to go do hookah. She could be somebody who likes to party and do hookah. She could even do hookah in her house. I don't know. Maybe she smokes weed or cigarettes. She could be a heavy smoker. But she makes bad choices. And I'm hearing right now that Akira needs to take accountability with the choices that she's made, because the signs were there, right? It's like, this guy is toxic also. And I feel like God may have shown Akira signs of things that were going on between Brenay and her husband, and she overlooked them. So Akira needs to take accountability for the things that she overlooked, and even choosing someone deep in her heart she may have known was not worth her time and energy, is what I'm hearing. It says 10 of Swords. That's ultimate betrayal. Backstabbing, betrayal. Look, somebody's drowning. And every time I get the drowning card, I always get like just drowning in debt. So I feel like Brenay is really going to be impacted by her betrayal. Her wanting to be someone who betrays people. God is going to show up and show out in this situation on behalf of Akira. You don't do that to people's marriages. It says collapsing, giving up, exhaustion. I'm even getting the energy of someone who may act unbothered, unscathed, but she is suffering. And if she's not suffering, she will, is the energy I'm picking up. She's about to drown. Water sign energy. And I'm even getting the energy of like somebody else being a water sign that's going to make her drown. Like maybe if Akira's a water sign or has water in her chart, there's a water sign that's going to make her drown. Pisces energy, because I feel like I got a Pisces card. But definitely water energy is in there too. It could be in the chart too. The High Priestess, that's mistress energy, seductive. She seduced that man. She was the mistress. They were lying and hiding. It says hidden knowledge. So I even feel like a lot of people around them knew what was going on and didn't say anything. So a lot of people, like I feel like a lot of people were playing in Akira's face. I'm getting the energy. Let me see something. No. People were playing in Akira's face. People knew what was going on and didn't say anything. Somebody could be intuitive. They could be into tarot. They could be into divination. But I feel like Akira may, like I said, she got the signs. She saw the red flags, but she overlooked them. What looked mysterious, it's like in her heart. She had that inner knowing. She knew something was up, but I guess she just chose not to trust her inner knowing and live in self-delusion. We've all been there, so it's like, don't beat yourself up. I get the energy that Brenay could be an obsessive person, and look at the addictions. Like the gambling is an addiction. Toxicity and excess, codependency. So I feel like there's a codependency among everyone. Maybe even Akira and her husband had a codependent connection, but there was also some type of obsession and codependency between Brenay and Akira's husband. And with the toxicity and the toxic families, these people come from toxic households. I don't care how good, like if people present themselves as the Huxtables, people are low-key toxic. Like we want our family to look like they're upstanding people, people who believe in God. But no. They be on demon time is the energy I'm picking up. Last set of cards. Somebody's in hermit mode. Justice is the last card that came out. Praise God. The scales have been balanced. There was fairness. Somebody's gonna pay. I don't know if Akira may end up getting some type of therapy, or she tried to get therapy with her husband. I feel like her husband is also suffering in this situation in some type of way. This has also impacted him in some type of way. He has seen great storms, great trials and tribulations. There goes that fire again. So somebody could end up losing a home in a fire, or deal with some type of fire, or this is something that could have happened in the past. The husband may feel like he's been burnt in some type of way. But I feel like this has also thrown the husband into hermit mode, and now he's thinking about his actions and his bad choices. I feel like Akira has been in hermit mode. This was her like spiritual awakening. She has ascended through this situation, and child, she's gonna see a level up too. Even if the money don't come through, opportunities will open up for her. So even if Brenay breadcrumbs her with the money, opportunity is almost like the transfer, like a spiritual transfer. Like when the wheel turns, like Brenay thought she was up. She thought she was slickster. She thought she was the trickster. She thought she was in charge. So it's like Brenay and her, Akira's husband, thought they were up when they were playing around and doing Akira dirty behind her back. So now the wheel has turned, and now Akira's gonna one that's gonna get the opportunity. She's not gonna be the trickster, the prankster, but it's like the joke's on you. Like Akira's the winner at the end of the day. The joke's on you. She's the one that's going to walk away victorious. She's going to see the level up. She's going to see the ascension. The whole sympathy and payola thing, she's going to get paid because people sympathize with her. So opportunities are going to open up for her to tell her story, share her story. People are going to feel sympathy for her, empathy for her, and they're going to want to give her things. So it's like all the blessings that Brenay once received are now going to go in Akira's favor, and that's the energy I'm picking up. Thank you so much for listening and watching, you guys. Yo, walk with Christ, walk with God, make more godly decisions, more righteous decisions for your life. Leave that lady husband alone, child. Hello. Happy healing, everyone. Bye.